And welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are working on this. Now this is a Seat Arona. I was going to say Seat Leon there. A Seat Arona, and the customer complaint with this one is she's got an EPC light on and an engine management light. Now the car hasn't went into limp mode or anything like that, but she's still worried about having the warning lights present on the dash. So what I'm going to do is get the scan tool plugged into it, see if we can get it diagnosed for her today. Now you'll probably notice that we're using the DJI Pocket 3. For the test videos and that I've done, there's a massive improvement on the audio. Obviously this setup here has got, it cancels all the kind of, majority of the noise in the background of the video, or the audio I should say. So that's going to make a massive improvement for the quality of the video. So hopefully, if you guys notice a difference, drop a comment. This is a camera we're going to be using from now on anyway. The DJI Pocket 2 is retired. And we've moved on to the Pocket 3. So I'm going to get the scan tool plugged into it. I'm going to get the helicopter plugged into the OBD port. Do a health scan on the vehicle. So there's a rather noisy bin lorry just come in there. So that'll be a good tester for the DJI audio, for the noise cancellation. If it picks that up, because my last DJI, that would have cut out my voice and picked up all the noise in the background. But yeah, let's mumbling on. Let's go and get the helicopter plugged in. We'll get the vehicle scanned. So we're just going to get the OBD VCI plugged in. So green means good, blue means good. So we're going to get the ignition on. Yes, it is. So you can see the ignition's on at the minute. Let's go and start up the tablet, and then we'll carry on with our health scan. So we're going to fire up the Megamax S20 software. It should pick up the VIN fairly quickly, so the VCI has been established. I'm going to click manufacture, go down to Volkswagen. You can see it's picked up the VIN already. It's just doing a data download from HGS. So you can see here, CHZL is the engine code. I'm going to click OK. Now this time I'm going to put the registration of the vehicle, because I want to start saving these in the history. So we're going to put the registration there on the identification. The mileage we're just going to put 0. We're going to click OK. You can see there it gives us again a picture of the whereabouts of the OBD. Good stuff. So we're going to get into trouble codes. Now because this vehicle is more or less just got a EPC light on and an engine management light, we're going to focus on the powertrain. You can see it's already clicked on the powertrain there for us. And we're just going to do a start request for the trouble codes in the engine ECU. So you can see here we've got P334B. I'll zoom in a little bit. In fact, no, I'll just bring these closer with the camera. You can see there we've got boost pressure actuator, error log. It gives us all the it gives us all the freeze frame data, when it happened, exact time, etc, etc. Possible effects: missing engine power. We don't have we don't have limp mode, so that's all right. Engine failure due to too high boost pressure, high fuel consumption, fault lamp on. So we have got, out of the two possibilities, we have got the not engine failure, we've got the fault lamp on. So possible causes: incorrect adjustment mechanism, defective actuator, defective sensor, or a faulty ECU. So we'll just put these in a line of possibilities here. Faulty ECU, very unlikely. Defective sensor, again, unlikely. Defective actuator, very likely. Incorrect adjustment, well, it probably won't have incorrect adjustment unless there's a bit of wear somewhere. if the car hasn't been messed about with, that is. So you can see there we've got P334B boost pressure actuator. Now on these 1 litre TSI engines, they're very common for the actuators seizing up or failing. Sometimes the actuators don't fail, there is a repair kit for them. I've done a few now, but this is just a bit of background on the vehicle. This lady's in her late 70s, so she's not going to be booting it down the motorway or anything like that. She's just using this car very, very short journeys. So what I'm going to do is pop the bonnet. We're going to get the bonnet popped on it, do a little visual, and we'll take things from there. Now if we look on live data, you can see the actual boost actuator there is at 22.9%. So our actuator is right down the back of the engine. Like I said, it's a common issue. I've done quite a few of these now. Now I'm going to try and get this DJI back here without damaging the screen. Hopefully you can see there. You can see that little rod there. Now that's probably seized. Now the trouble with that is if that's seized, then there's a good chance that it's possibly stripped the plastic gears inside the actual actuator itself. Now the actuator, I'll try and zoom in here. The actuator, you can see the plug just going into right there. So what I'm going to do is try my best to get that rod off, unseize it, and we'll see if any damage has been done, see if the warning light goes off. If not, we'll get the upgraded kit, get it fitted to the customer's vehicle, hopefully in the next couple of days if we've got time. So fairly straightforward. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this stripped out. I'm not going to take the actuator completely off. I'm just going to strip it out enough just to check the actual wastegate, see if it's seized in there, which it probably will be. Then what I'm going to do is try and free it off as best as I can, because we're not going to get the part for it today anyway, because I won't have the time to go and collect it. So let me get the rod stripped off and I'll come back to you once that's done. Fingers crossed, it should be fairly straightforward coming off. Sometimes they can seize onto the wastegate. So I'll try my best to get it off for the customer, free it off, and yeah, we'll just need to wait and see if it comes back on. If it does come back on, we'll get a new part fitted. It's always worth trying to free it off, save a bit of money for the customer. Like I said, it is on the initial assessment anyway, so we've got an hour to carry out what we need to carry out. So let's get cracking. So I was ready just to take the air filter box out there, just so I've got more room kind of for my arms to get down at the back of the engine, and I'll show you what I've found. So someone has obviously done the air filter at some point, and that there isn't clamped. So we'll need to get that clamped down as well once we get it put back together. So I hate to admit defeat, but on this occasion we're going to get a turbo actuator for it, because the actual rod is that seized onto the wastegate. We will be able to get it off, but we're going to cause more damage to the actuator to the point where the customer isn't going to be able to drive the vehicle. So we need to get the parts ordered. Our plan is to get them ordered for tomorrow, and we'll get it fitted for tomorrow afternoon. Now the reason I went down this route is because I don't want to spend too much time trying to free something off, even though the chances of the gears inside that actuator being stripped are probably pretty high. So we're going to get an actuator for it. We tried to free this one off, didn't work out in the end, so we'll get an actuator for it and come back, get it fitted, get it back on the road. So I'm going to get all of this built back up. Next time you see me on this car, we'll be fitting a new turbo actuator. So that'll be in 1, 2, 3 now. And we are back. We have got the new Volkswagen part with us today. I'll just show you here. That is is that upside down? Yes it is. So you're wanting to see it this way. It's not going to focus. But we've got the new turbo actuator. We're not going to open it yet. We're going to get all of this stripped. Now, it's getting quite late. It's going on round about 4 or 5 o'clock-ish. So I'm going to get the majority of this stripped out, and I'll kind of show you where we're at once we've got the bolts holding the actuator ready to come off. So we've just removed the little air intake there from the turbocharger. Now what that will do is that will give us more access. I'm going to get my torch. That will give us more access here, just to get into the bolts that hold on the actuator. You can see there's actually a bolt missing by the looks of things. Now once we get those bolts out, we can then focus on trying to get this old actuator out in one piece. It might end up damaging it, taking it out, but we'll try and get it out as best as we can. So I'll show you where we are in this car. We have got the rod off. The actuator itself, that's the new one, not the old one, we're about to put on. Now down here, the actual wastegate itself, there isn't any play in it. It's nice and free, as you can see there. It's nice and free, a wee bit sticky there, but you know, nothing too major. We've also cleaned out the internal of the rod there, that's spotless. So all we need to do is get the new one put in its place. And again, like I said, it isn't rocket science, it's literally 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3, and Volkswagen supply you with some new bolts and a couple of C-clips here. The last kind of pieces of the puzzle together. We've got a few bolts that we need to stick in there. The C-clip on both ends are in. There must be a tool out there for doing them in tight spaces. Let me know in the comments. Know that I'm going to buy it out. So we've only got a couple of 6mm bolts to tighten. We're going to button them down, get the air duct on, get everything all kind of cleared, put back in. I mean, I've removed some extra things you don't need to take off, but I just like to give myself as much room as possible. Now, this Milwaukee thing is on low set, so don't be moaning in the comments that I'm tightening stuff down with a gun, because it's on number 1. So that is all that needs. Now I'm just going to spray a little bit of lubricant spray from TPS on that O-ring, just so the air intake there will slide in nice. And that's pretty much it, to be honest. I need to connect the plug back up. That's a nice touch as well. Captive bolt. So I'll get all that buttoned back up. I'll show you what it looks like in place. So there we are. Everything's in place. The new, in fact I can use this camera to see the C-clip is on perfect. If it's not, I'm going to need to fix it, but is it going to focus? Probably not. There we go. So it's not going to focus that well, but you get the idea. So let me get everything built back together. We'll connect up the scan tool to it, make sure there's no fault codes. We'll check the position or the percentage of the actuator as well. And then we'll hand the keys back to the customer and move on to the next one. So we're all built back up, turbo actuators on, intakes on, etc. All the plugs are reconnected. Now what I'm going to do last but not least is just clear the remaining fault codes, and I'll show you that just now. So you can see we're just clearing the fault codes that are in the system, and we're going to start the car up. Car's running fine. Now we're going to go into parameters, and we're going to see where our actuator is sitting now. Beforehand it was stuck at 22%, not moving. So we'll wait for this to read out the live data, and then we'll see what we're looking at percentage wise. So we're going to clear selection. I'm just going to type in actuator, click search. I think it was this one. You can see we're at 140%. Now if I give it a rev, you can see it's changing now. There we go, lovely stuff. So last thing to do, take it a little run, and then we'll hand the keys back to the customer. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. Something a little bit different. I don't really show much repair, take nuts and bolts off, stuff like that. Oh, somebody's phoning me. So I don't really show much of that side of it, but like I say, this was just a quick actuator job on one of these TSI engines. Now I did cut the old one open and I can't see any visible damage to any of the gears. I'll show you that just now. Now if you look here, try my best to try, there we go. So on the gears there, can't really see any damage at all. There's a little bit of pitting on that bottom one, but in the grand scheme of things, don't know, there's not really much there. You can see there's a little bit of flat edging on that, the top of that gear, so whether or not that would have caused issues in the future, we'll never know, because it's got a new one on it now. So let's take this a little run. But for this one, guys, I'm going to leave that here. Thanks very much for watching. Remember, click that like, share and subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.